Hello, my name is Anthony Barocas and I am a content producer and I use the YOLO Box. I want to tell you a little bit about how I use the YOLO Box in my content creation. Here I am in my studio. If you've seen any of my live shows or any of my tutorials that I make for YOLO Live, you've seen this green screen because this is what's always behind me. And this is literally where I stand to do all of the shows. Above me, I have a backlight that gives me a little bit of hair light. And then down here below, I have some lights providing additional fill on the green screen. The key for me is keeping the green screen evenly lit, and I have a big soft light in front of me that I'll show you in a second. Down here on the table is literally where all the magic happens because I'm doing tutorials about the YOLO Box. I use the YOLO Box to make the show and do the live streams. I'm actually setting up for a live stream today. And when people, write me comments, I can click over here. I can see the comments on this screen. When people I want to do graphics, I switch over here and I do graphics. If I want to switch my inputs over here, this is where I do my inputs. And because I actually have more inputs than there are input slots on the YOLO Box, so I use an ATEM Mini. So this allows me to quickly switch what might be in a multi-view. So this is also really useful to leverage the capabilities of the YOLO Box in that I can create one multi-view side by side or me over top of the background and then switch what that background is from 4 different sources. So I don't need 4 different pictures and 4 different multi-views. I can use one multi-view and then just switch what is in the background behind me or what is next to me using the secondary switcher. And that is a very handy way of dividing up my tasks here. Right in front of me, I've got my monitor so I can see the actual program that is going out to the audience, whether it be me, graphics, picture-in-picture. I should actually probably turn that on. And right here is my microphone. It's actually down. I had it up here. You can see that there is an actual mount up here for the microphone. But because I'm doing tutorial work, I found that I'm always looking down at the things that I'm doing the tutorials of, and that is facing away from the microphone. I'm not speaking up towards the microphone. So I found moving the microphone down here gave me a better projection to the audio and myself. You can see over here I have a prompter for when I do prompted work. And over here is a camera that is rotated. It's a little USB camera I got from Amazon. And that camera is rotated 90 degrees, so the mount is actually coming in sideways. And this goes directly to the in-stream because in-stream is vertical. So I am doing this one in a vertical mode. And then up here I have my overhead camera, which is looking down at the different YOLO boxes. So I can manually zoom it tighter or wider depending upon if I'm doing 2 devices or if I'm only focusing on one device based on the tutorial. And this works for anything, whether if you're a DJ or something and you have a larger thing, you can widen it out. If you're doing crafts, and you're doing painting and you want a detailed shot, you can actually have that zoomed in pretty far and you can really focus on the detail work. But this is what works for me, and I manually switch what I'm doing during the whole show because I'm specifically showing something. Now let's go back here and take a better look at what I got going on over here. So this is a little bit behind the scenes. You can see I've got this tall stand here that is set up with all of the gear vertically. So I've got the monitor mounted to the stand here, and then I've got the camera up here. I'm using my Sony ZV-1, and the ZV-1 has the audio coming into it. And then up here, this is a 4-foot long LED light that gives me that soft glow. As you can see, the background is pretty evenly lit all the way across. There's not a hot spot in the center and then fading off to the edges. Here in the light, I'm not being cast with a sharp shadow behind me, which is also very important in terms of cutting the key that I use a lot in the show. So using this light allows me to have this soft enough shadow, especially the further I get from it, the softer the shadow is, whereas if I get really close, you can see that it does start to sharpen up, and then as I move away, it gets really soft. So you can see all of this stuff I've got going over here. This is the arm for the camera. There's an arm on top for the boom microphone. The light is clipped to it, the camera, the sideways camera right here, my main camera on the prompter, the monitor. These are all basically mounted directly to this one vertical pole. This table is height adjustable. So if I'm doing something that's a little bit bigger, I can lower the table. And that makes this a very comfortable workspace because it fits whatever height I needed at the time. It's not a fixed height solution. So that's been a look at my content creation solution here at my home studio. Again, I do a lot of videos for YOLO Live. This is currently set up for our live show today, but I also do my own content creation on my YoloBox, right there, my YoloBox tech channel. And this is where the magic happens. And I hope a look at how I have my gear set up can help you strategize how you set up your solution in your space.